Not giving too much away, both of you play different facets of essentially Terry Gilliam's brain. I'm wondering if you can sort of talk about how you came to the project and what it means to finally bring this vision to life. Starting with you, Mr. Pryce.
Well, my journey was easier than Adam's in that Terry always knew he wanted me to play Quixote, but he waited until I was old enough. And he kept putting obstacles in his own way to wait for me. He did. Yeah, he first approached Adam when Adam was five.
Five.
Yeah, and he waited.
Just graduated.
He waited. Yeah.
Preschool.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so you've spent your entire life, your entire career,
right,
living
learning.
up to this moment. How's that worked out?
Yeah. It's not working out very well. It's nothing like I expected.
But you had to do other things on the way. You had to do Star Wars, and just
puberty.
Pay rent.
Right.
But kidding aside, this is the culmination, obviously.
I'm not kidding.
You never are. But this is a culmination of a 25-year journey.
Yeah.
You obviously came in sort of the latter part of that journey. Could you talk about if there was any sense of responsibility to actually bring this finally to fruition, or is it simply that you are working on Terry Gilliam film and had worked on the pages?
The latter. You always are optimistic that this time is going to work. But that's kind of with everything. It's I think I put the same amount of pressure on myself probably about the bigger things and the smaller things. It's no because of the history. I had an experience where someone had been trying to, or Scorsese had tried to make silence for such a long time, and they finally did it. And then you have experiences with people where you've been trying to talk about it still for 5 or 6 years, and it still hadn't worked out. So I think any movie that's kind of made is a miracle in and of itself. It wouldn't have been helpful to start assuming that it wasn't going to work. You try to be an eternal optimist.
And again, your point's taken, but it feels very much that this film needed to have this kind of gestation in order to become what it became, that we need to have the dynamic, we need to have this particular set of actors in order for it to be
we like to think
live.
that.
Or conveniently it might have worked out that way.
But for me, it is kind of a journey that I've gone on as an actor, and it's a role that you can I get to do everything I've ever done before, mostly on stage. You can do it in this movie. So I was thrilled to be able to do it finally.
One crucial thing that may be underappreciated is this is your fourth Gilliam film.
Yeah.
This film very much in some ways is about Gilliam's career, which you played such an extraordinary and integral part to. You are in many ways the touchstone for his for what he's done, his own journey. Do you reflect upon such things? Do you think about such heady things as your own Quixote track, or you're just like, I got bloody words to read?
No, it's all about me. All about me.
No, fair enough.
I don't think about Gilliam at all.
But do you think about your own quests, your own sort of desires to not do simply advertisements, but actually to seek out windmills that are art?
Well, I've been very lucky and I have made commercials. I spent 4 years doing car commercials, for which this young upstart is now doing the voiceover to those commercials that I originally made. I didn't get the gig as the voiceover.
This is very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. And so
I've been training since I was 5. I don't know. That can't be overemphasized.
So what were you saying? My dreams.
No, your own. This very
It
much.
It's I'm 70 now, and it's great to be able to play a role like this and be as active in a film as this, to horse ride, to sword fight, to act with Adam. It's great. It's great, and that is reflected a bit in Terry's life and my life.
And you get to sing in this film, which is pretty extraordinary for us.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite at the level that we're probably used to.
No. I try to fit it into everything I do.
well, exactly. Is there? I guess what I'm trying to get at is there a sense with this role that this really is a culmination of the work that you've done with Gilliam?
I think it is. Yeah. It's a combination of all kinds of things that we've shared. Yeah.
And last question before they take me out. Just if you could speak this sort of in as your career continues to progress, what this film actually means to me, you, and what the role of Quixote means to you.
It's hard to say what Quixote means, because I think he means a lot of things. What I like about in the movie, Quixote represents, kind of freedom and imagination. And I think the movie does a good job of kind of asking the question, like, what happens with inspiration if you have nowhere to put it afterwards? What happens when, a town is inspired, or, Joanna's character, Angelica, is inspired and has no place to put it, whereas Toby's a tourist. He can kind of come in and out, and then, yeah, I was doing that thing and now I'm doing this other thing. Is he responsible for that? Is he not responsible? Is it his fault? Is it not his fault? There's the business side of things in this profession, which you were kind of talking about before, which sometimes seems to overtake the part that's what you wanted to do to begin with, which is more valid. Do you really have to kind of rob from Peter to pay Paul, or can it just be all inspiration? I don't think it works that way. So how do you balance both of those things? I think that, in a sense, that's what there's no questions that are answered about that. I don't know that there is. There are answers. Hope maybe you spend a lifetime in getting to investigate it, and similar to working on this movie, you just have to be comfortable with not having control and solving it. You can. So I guess this movie gave me a lot of an opportunity to think about those questions and realize I have no control and no solution to anything.
On that note,
On an optimistic note.
to existential.